Hey, what's up? This is Malik. Welcome back to him. It's glad to see you again. I missed y'all. We missed y'all, and we're glad to be back. Hey, everybody.
Hey.
What's up?
Not much, just chilling, doing what we got to do every day. What we do. Let me shut up. All right.
What the hell are you talking about?
I never know what I'm talking about.
Lord. Okay. But yes, welcome everybody. We are back for episode 3. I mean, who knew we was going to make it this far?
Right.
Okay, what are you talking about?
Right.
See?
Okay.
What blow is you on?
Let me tell you, it is always a long journey, but how is everyone today? How has everyone's week been? How has everyone's 5 seconds been? Lord. But how has everyone's week been so far this week?
It's been pretty good. I'm so happy to be back and recording. It's so funny because when we record one episode, it's just like, oh, okay. But then it's like, oh, we have to record another episode. So I'm still totally getting into just the swing of things. But it was a pretty great week, and I had an amazing night.
As you should, bitch.
So yeah, I'm good.
What kind of amazing night? Was it a fantasy amazing night? Or was it like I had just fun out in the city type of night?
I think that
And did the night end with a nightcap? That's the true question.
it was some things. I was out and about with Stevie.
Hello, yeah. You were out and about doing things, making things happen, having a few drinks
And whatnot. So yeah, I had a really good night. Me and Stevie went to the bar and got cocktailed.
and turned the fuck up. Yeah.
And then I ended my night in Harlem. Mm-hmm. Not at home, but in Harlem. and that was that.
Okay, so you and Stevie were the gays out on the town. I did nothing like almost every single weekend. Just kidding, no. But I did do nothing. I had homework to do. So, I got to get my schoolwork done before I come and record with y'all because y'all don't know what they be doing. Getting on a Saturday and Sunday. My weekends are literally booked up because of these 3. So, I got to make sure my schoolwork is done.
The
so
shade.
Aaron, what have you been doing?
I ain't been doing nothing. I was just discussing this with XD the last time that me and him hung out. We tend to be very shut in. We're hermits, homebodies, and I think I need to get out, a little more. Yesterday, me and Malik went to Boxers just for a little bit, just for a little cocktail. Just wanted to, and it was real lit. It was really cute in there, and I have to keep reminding myself that it's actually fun if I step outside the house and not just stay in and, lay on my pillow and read a book, which is nice. But I live in New York City, so I need to actually step out of the house and go places more often. So I am learning to do that. So maybe that'll start this weekend. Maybe it'll start next weekend. But maybe next week I'll have a little more to say on what I did because I didn't do nothing.
And I just want to add, actually, when me and Aaron were at Boxers, we saw, one of my close friends, which I was really happy to see him, but we also saw someone who's listened to our podcast, and it was just really beautiful to have them come up to us and show us love off of something that we did. So it was a blessing, and it's for real, no shade. If y'all see a bitch in the city, shout me out, no shade.
I love a shout out, bitch.
So yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, I know that they have been hearing us talk a lot of deep topics the last 2 episodes. So I mean, I feel like it is time to get what everybody really, truly, and deeply cares about. And I mean, sex is always the one. I mean, I think that's something that a lot of people think about every single time. I mean, people probably listen to Aaron and just feel like he's just sex on the radio. His fan club out there, the Aaron stands, are out here.
Y'all really gotta stop.
Are really just envisioning the moments especially when he says his daddy long day. You
Yeah.
know, y'all know.
And
Let me just-
and
let me-
he uses
let me-
words like lube and
Let me just cut in here and say that I acknowledge no existence of a fan club. Thank you very much.
Hey, fan club, he's here.
There is no fan club. So chill. No, I think sex is a really good topic because not only do people want to hear about it, but it's something that permeates us, like down to our cores. I mean, we're humans, we're sexual beings, and it happens all the time. So it's definitely something to talk about. So my question is, how do y'all meet the fellas? You know what I'm saying? What's your mediums to meet the guys with which to have the sex? You know what I'm saying? What's going on with that?
First, let me just say that for me, sex isn't that quick. So if I meet you somewhere, I'm not gonna be hooking up with you in the next hour and a half. That's just not a Trey Parker thing. And yes, I said that in the third person. But no, I don't. I feel like I am a hermit and I'm like a homebody and I don't meet anyone. But when I do meet somebody, it's out. I don't really approach anyone. Like I've approached maybe one guy in my entire life, which has been 21 years. So you know how long that's been, 5.2 seconds. But I don't approach anyone. I think most of the time guys approach me. I may have approached one person in my entire life, but that's just me being forceful and being bold in that moment. Other than that, I've never really approached. And sometimes, you may get approached on them apps and whatnot. But I try to stay off sometimes. I'm not a heavy app user. Okay? I like to meet you in the real world. So y'all, do y'all meet on the apps? In person? Is it a mixture? What is the deal?
Listen, the apps, you have to use them. And people, make too many different things for the app. The app is a bad thing. The app could be a good thing, but you have to take your time and sometimes pick and choose out of the people that you talk to on there because there's some fucking weirdos. You understand? And I'm not for the weirdos, and I've had a few good nights off the app, and I'm pretty sure everyone except for Trey at the table can, attest to that and say that you've had some good times on that app. But then there's sometimes you just I don't know. Should I play on the app tonight, or why should I just, find people in a different way? But the app is not a bad thing, as people like to make it sound like,
Yeah. I would totally have to agree. The majority of the time I actually meet men in New York City in person, but I support the apps, girl, no shade. I think it's a very convenient way to meet people because let's be honest, you can't hit on the person at work, and there're just certain spaces that I feel uncomfortable approaching other men. And then also when we're out having fun, it's really not the time to do that because it's just well, girl, I'm cocktail, bitch. I ain't thinking about no dick, So for me, it's just I'm not going to do that. So I think that the apps are cute, but you also have to know how to navigate the apps very, very well. Because if you don't, you ain't going, you're not going to get what you're looking for,
And let me just say, while Malik may not be always thinking about the dick, I may be contrary to that. I may think about it a lot. Well, not a lot, but maybe just enough to pass the time,
What's your percentage?
There's 24 hours in the day. I mean, you can't be thinking about schoolwork and pop culture all the time. You gotta fill it with some dick sometimes,
No shade. I love dick. I love black men. But one thing that I really want the girls to stop doing is just because I have a Jacked account doesn't mean I'm less exclusive. I feel it's this thing where, oh bitch, if you have an account on Grindr, bitch, you can be a mess on Facebook. You could be doing the same shit on Facebook and Twitter that you're doing on Jack and Grindr and whatever else apps there are out there. So it really doesn't, again, it doesn't really mean anything. So,
but I mean, I am a little different. I feel a little different about that, only just because that app is essentially just for dating, hooking up, getting to know someone to the point of a relationship. So for me, if you're exclusive or we're exclusive, neither of us need to be on it.
Oh, and I totally agree with that. But I'm saying that what I'm saying is that by me, like, say we're not dating and we're just like, you're on the app, I'm on the app, or you're not on the app, but I'm on the app, and you meet me out and about, and we're getting to know each other, but you feel as though I'm less inferior, I'm inferior, or I'm less exclusive because I have a jack.
Oh, well, yeah. I just say my little thing is until I have a title, I can't control or recommend or want things unless I have the title. So, I mean, unless I'm your man, I can't be like, look, babe, you can't be on them apps no longer unless we end up not being together. I'm all down for you doing what you're doing when we're not together because everybody got to get some. But that exclusivity, I attest that point just a little.
Thank you, bitch. And I'm being shady by saying this, but yeah, like, how do you use the app, sir? Diddy? Oh, legs.
I'm for jacked. I think it's convenient. I like the location deal, and
Come on, location.
you know, it's been the source of a lot of good times in my life. And I mean, sometimes you just want some sex. You're not really trying to have no connection with nobody. You're not really trying to have no conversation with nobody. And sometimes you just want to fuck, and then you want to go back to whatever it was you was doing beforehand. And sometimes you don't, like, you're in the club and you're drunk and you're eyeing folk or whatever, but like it's different. It's a different vibe in person than it is on the app. There's an amount of confidence that comes with being on the app. The whole online thing, I mean, that's just the thing. That's just how it is. And it tends to be easier to quote unquote connect with somebody, on the app than it would be in person. It's just easier to do, especially if you just want sex. You're not really trying to have you meet somebody in the club and it's like, hey, how you doing? Blah, blah, whatever. And you're going back and forth and you're trying to like create like a sexual tension or create a something. When on the app, it's like, it's already there. You want to fuck? Yeah, I do. Cool. Let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm 100% for it. As it relates to relationships. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I don't know about all that. You know what I'm saying? So I like it. So
No. I'm sorry. I just can't do it. Like, I need to know that you have that confidence. Meeting me out in the street and coming and approaching me out in the street gets me going. Like that, knowing that you have that confidence to be that bold in the streets. What? That may get you a lot. That may get me thinking about hooking up with you. I ain't gonna do it. But I'ma think deep down inside, like, ooh, he could have just got it. Like, ooh, it could be like right here in this bathroom. Like, ooh, that was real good. You was confident. But I just feel like the apps, like, I'm like very hazardous about everything I do. So for me, it's like, I overthink things. So like when I'm in the streets, I feel like I can less overthink because I can't really figure out what your intentions are. But on them apps, I just feel like this could be an ex-murderer. I could die. I could do this. I could do that.
Straight. It could be an ex-murderer that you looking at outside. It could be an ex-murderer looking at in the club. Like, what you mean?
If y'all are ex-murderers, y'all need to let me know.
All right, let me place a nice little disturbing ass fact real quick, and then we're gonna take it on back. Do you know that Jeffrey Dahmer met these men apparently he was a handsome man, and he met these mugs in the club and took them back to his place and proceeded to have sex with them and then kill them. So it's like, it don't, if you really want, like, you can't relegate all axe murderers and serial killers to jacked, because it's like, just because they're not looking at you in the face don't mean that they're not normal folk.
Because I ain't going home with you on the first night definitely helps me. Because guess what? You ain't gonna kill me after you have sex with me.
You think that after you know a nigga for like a month and a half that he not gonna be any less of a serial killer if he was one?
Shit. I ain't playing with you.
Let me say, if you are an ex-murderer and you're really taking your time and spending time with me for a good 2 months to have sex with me, then kill me, like, you need to off yourself because your skills are not that good. Okay? I'm just saying.
You're falling for it, so they probably are good.
See, you talking.
Guess what? Ain't not one that I've been with yet done tried to kill me. They may have tried to kill something else, but they sure ain't killed me.
I actually like to see the girls' Jack's profiles because it be what scares me is it's the girls that will literally be out presenting themselves in a certain manner. But baby, you get on that motherfucking Jack and you get on that motherfucking grinder, honey, and they got on a fucking catsuit with the ass out.
Oh my.
So it's just like I would rather honestly see all of that in the open. Well, not that, but what I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing you on Grindr and stuff because I know that you are practicing your sexuality just as much as me, But again, it scares me when certain people in person it could be funny because you don't get to vet them before you see them, and I'm not one of those type of people that will check social medias and stuff like that, but to an extent I do have to do it because girl, it's no shade, I'm just older now, and if we don't share the same platform then I can't be with you, no shade.
I mean, I check all social media. I may be Nancy Drewing the hell out of you. I'm checking social because I just feel like I may meet you, we talk and whatnot, but there's a different personality when you're on social media. A lot of people have different personalities. I know for myself, I am not as open and talkative on social media. Just because one, most of my Twitter is literally personal, not personal, but for business sake. People, when I have a job, they can look at my Twitter and make sure so I can keep a job.
Right, you can't look
but I have that for a reason. Now, getting to know me one-on-one is probably so much easier because then I'm opening up. I'm trying to explore. I'm trying to figure out the way things work. I feel like I'm probably better in person than online.
All right. So whether we met in person, whether we met on an app, we've known each other for 2 hours, whether we've known each other for a week and a half, a month, 6 months, however long you want to wait until you have sex. Let's get to the actual sex itself.
Okay.
Now, is there anything I want to know, and not to take it to the shady side of things, but what do y'all do to prepare for sex? Now, I'm not just saying, a good fleet. I'm not just talking about that. I'm talking about,
Definitely talk about the fleet.
hey, right? You know what I'm saying? Hey, nah, I'm not saying don't take care of it. I'm just saying not just physically, but emotionally. Anything that you do to prepare, for sex when it's not no doubt no more, dog. You are getting the sex that night in an hour or so, in a few minutes. What is there anything that you do? Is there a routine that you follow?
I mean, shit. I ain't eat no damn meals. I know that.
Very much at the bottom diet.
I will have very much some ice chips.
Ice chips.
Sauteed ice chips.
I feel like I've been put in a hospital and told to only have liquids for the day. Let me tell you, I really be feeling myself during the day because I'm think about all this weight I'm about to lose because I'm about to drink all this water and then I'm going to lose 30, 40, 50, 100 calories just in the activity itself.
What is that?
I mean, shit. This is the workout plan right there. When Kanye West said this is the Kanye workout plan, this is what he meant. You don't eat a damn thing. You drink just water, get you some ice chips, maybe a saltine cracker or two, and you have sex.
I just want to say that I'm such an undisciplined bottom. It's no shade, bitch. I can't. Girl, I'm just gonna not read myself out, but bitch, no shade. I don't change what I eat. But what I do, I shave down. No shade. I get together. And even if I'm not bottoming, I'll still shave my balls and stuff because it's no shade. I hate giving head and my teeth, your hair, pubic hair is in my teeth and just, so yeah, I need, it's bare minimum for the girls to manscape a little bit,
I mean, so it's different for me because I manscape and that's literally for me. I don't like to have hair below my neck to my upper thighs. I like to have nothing there. You know what I'm saying? That's just me personally. I don't like having hair there. But with the dude that I'm fucking with, I don't care. I want to floss, okay? Give me the pubic hair, dog. I want to floss. I don't care. Here's the thing, but you can shave and it's all good because, you know, if you want to be smooth, you know what I'm saying, and nice, and I can just run my hand over it and it just feels all nice, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I could just like lay there all day. I'm here for that. You know what I'm saying? Be smooth. But if you want to be hairy, dog, be hairy because either way, Aaron is here for it.
No hair.
Aaron is honestly just saying, as long as you giving it up that night,
You get it.
let me tell you, you can have it dreaded up. And he out here like Rasta.
Cause I'm a right, you know what I'm saying? I'm a retwist him. You know what I'm saying? Like the fuck?
Jesus.
What about you, Stevie?
Listen, I am all for. Listen, I am the naked bitch. I nair my motherfucking body down to my motherfucking toes, bitch. I don't need no hair on me, and I honestly don't like hair on my man neither. Like I am the type of person like if you have a little bit of hair, that's fine, but I don't want no motherfucking bear. I don't want a whole bunch of hair, and y'all told me y'all like, you know, Aaron said he like to get the floss. I'm not here for it. I'm not for the flossing, and I don't want the hair in my teeth. I am not here for it. Be as hairless as possible for me, and I'm gonna damn sure be as hairless as possible for you because I don't like hair on me at all. I'm hearing a little bit right now, but I ain't had no sex in a while, so it's different. But when a bitch get time to get that sex, my ass is nair down to a T. Matter of fact, I even stopped using nair. Wait, I think I still do use nair. I still use nair, even though these are a little bad smell, but you gotta get the girly ones. Get the girly ones, don't get the men ones. Get the girly ones that smell good, got real good oils in it. Use those, but I don't like the hair. I'm not doing it during sex. Lose the hair. You can have it, but just have a little bit.
Yeah, it's actually so funny because I haven't had sex or bottomed in a minute. Actually, the last 2 times that I've had sex, I've been the top, which is
Scandalous.
Sit down.
I use my pussy and my stick.
Good job.
And
No, like.
look, and my alter ego from last night is Sister Good Puss. Bitch, I was feeling it. So no, but what I wanted to say is this morning when I was getting ready to come to recording, I look back at my butt. I'm like,
What's that?
oh, bitch, it's time for me to shave because I'm ready to cut up. Like, I'm ready to have sex. So, I'm ready to have sex. So, it's time for me to shave.
I mean, as a member of Bottom Society.
Bye, girls. Hey, girl.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm shaving a lot. And I'm doing it often.
Yeah.
And I don't really care about the hair on my man, except for like unless it's like a jungle and I'm trying to like I'm not auditioning for Jumanji.
Yo.
So I'm gonna need it to be a little bit tapered or controlled in some way because unlike Aaron, I don't use to floss.
Nobody got time.
They've got time for that. There's utensils and tools for that you can buy at Walgreens or Dwayne Reed's or anywhere else where you want to buy a damn floss ass. Go tell a damn dentist to do that. I don't have time to be doing that.
After sex.
Ugh.
Child, I can't. Like, I need the girls to come prepared. And it's so funny, though, because the times that I have top, the bottoms have came, like,
Together.
The girls was together, like, and me bottoming most of the time, I was thoroughly, like, pleased. I was like, okay, bitch, you came. You came with all your motherfucking shits together. So I was, like, really, really, really happy. And it's so funny to view sex now, like, having been on both sides, it's so interesting to, like, get into the girls bottoming. But that's a totally different thing.
Yeah.
Look, I know we've been talking about routines now, but I mean, what type of y'all be doing any old thing? Y'all be flexible now? Like I'm trying to figure out what is going on. Are you doing now? I saw on Twitter this week the Russell Simmons challenge. Are you bending over, touching your toes? Are you doing a little peekaboo something? Like what the hell are y'all doing out here? What types of positions are you doing? Because I mean, I feel like a sex therapist right now. So what type of positions? I'm trying to learn.
I am all about full body contact. I'm a very passionate and like gentle kind of like lover, like in bed. You know, I'm not really into like the rough stuff. I like it to be very like slow jam type. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm really into.
That's your thing.
I mean, yeah. So I'm really into like full body contact. You know, I love a missionary. You know, because it's a lot of eye contact, lots of kissing. You know, whatever, lots of hands going wherever you want to go. But like if we doing a little doggy style joint, it's gonna be like a thing where I'm laying on top of you. Like you know what I'm saying? Because I want to feel your whole body. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about it. Like I just love men, man. Like they're the best thing that ever happened to me. So I want to feel your whole body. Like if I was trying to fuck, like when we get there, I'm not trying to do no like minimal body contact. It's only parts of our bodies touches my ball slapping your ass or, you know, vice versa. I want there to be more. Like, you know, I want all the lights on because I want to see it from every angle and I want to feel your entire body, dog. Like, come on, quit playing these games with me. Like,
your fan club. Crazy.
So I'm all about a missionary. I mean, you know what I'm saying? We could do a cowboy joint, but any of these positions, it's going to be full body contact. It's going to be altered because I want to feel your body against mine.
Let me tell y'all, I had a good flashback when he was saying this full body. I am down for, I am like I'm a sensual man. Like I need you to touch my body. Not as joking like Mariah.
No.
But
Get into that.
I need you to
touch my body.
Play with me some more.
I like a touch and a feel and a caress and a hold. Like you gotta really get me there.
Feel
like
my spirit, bitch.
I mean, like I've had the good, like rough. We destroying people's houses.
The neighbors know my name type shit.
I can go for the type that just, you know, takes hours because you just touching and caressing and holding and feeling. It's like R. Kelly's 12 play. And now I know a lot of people are going to try to come for me because I said R. Kelly, so you can just change it to Trey Songz or something, you know? But for me, I'm sticking with the R. Kelly 12 play for the moment. I know he did some terrible things though, y'all. But look, that song.
Them songs he had.
Shit.
I would say that I've actually got into oral a lot lately. Like, I am such an oral girl. Like, and this happened just 2 months, like literally within the last 2 months, because I was okay with oral before, but like I'm not one of the girls that just gonna be sucking dick. But like lately,
girl.
It's no shade. Miss Mama gotta have something in her mouth. Like,
yes.
No shade.
Play with your mic, bitch.
No
play
shade.
With your mic, bitch. Especially if you're good at it, bitch. You're supposed to play.
Yeah.
Listen.
Play
with that.
Now y'all know, like, you know, everybody who's followed me on social media knows that I love a good butt. Now put it in my mouth. I want you to suffocate me and I would like to die. Please and thank you.
You looking for death?
Now, with all that being said, you know what I'm saying? I don't think I really talk about how much I love to suck a dick also, but I do. You know what I'm saying? I sucks a dick. I think just oral in general, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's part of how passionate I am. Like, I really want to feel your whole body, dog. Like, I'm trying to suck some dick and I'm trying to flip you over and trying to eat you out, trying to sit on my face, like, all that.
Let me tell y'all, when I first met Aaron, I remember him saying something about toes.
And armpits.
And armpits. Let me tell you, it reminded me of, I don't know how many of y'all have seen Girlfriends. I mean, y'all should if you haven't. But there was one, Joan dated a man that liked feet. And then Tony dated a man that liked feet. Well, the same man. But Tony was only going with him because she was buying her them good shoes. But them toes? You really be putting them toes in your mouth?
Yes, present the toes.
I'm not here for the feet.
I have to bring up the episode of Sex and the City when Carrie was dating the politician and he wanted to pee on her. And Carrie was like, well, how about you dribble warm water on me?
Hey, listen, it's so crazy because the kinks are so, they make themselves so known in your head. It's like they take over a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I know it's like I like men, but it's just like I really, you know what I'm saying? You know how you reach the level where like you really need to chill out is when Instagram starts pulling up in your Explore tab, it'll pull up some feet pictures and you're like, how did you know? Nigga, I've been exposed, my nigga, like.
But I realized the older that I get, the kinkier and just like freakier
yes.
I am, because when I was 20, like, you know, when I was 20, 21, I was just like, you know, and I just also feel like being in New York just changes you, just because the dating and sex is totally different if we were in like Florida or even LA, like big cities like LA or whatever. But no shade, I have done some freaky things, bitch, and I am proud of it, and I'm gonna do some freaky things when we leave. Like, I'm gonna do that. So it's just like,
when we leave, bitch, first of all, I'm saying this. Ain't no nigga sticking his feet in my motherfucking mouth, okay? If you even think to pick up a toe and put it in my mouth, I might break that bitch. I'm not here for the toe. Now listen, there's some things I've done during sex that I've never done before, but the feet, sometimes you gotta draw a line. Like, I'm not doing the feet, and y'all are crazy. I'm not doing the feet because people don't clean their feet right. And then sometimes when you have the sex, it's like out of nowhere. So what if your feet ain't clean? You want to stick your feet in my mouth? No, I'm not.
So my question is what's going on with the girls that don't like cum? Like,
Jesus.
it's like some people don't. Some people don't.
Bitch, that's the best part.
They be like grossed out. Like they really don't want no parts of it.
They
Like don't.
want to be like once they come, they don't want like.
That's the one thing that you're waiting for, bitch.
Right, we're all aiming for that. What are you talking about?
Waiting for you to blow and explode everywhere. So I can be like, bitch, I done did it. Wow, bitch, I'm good at what I do. What is you talking about? What?
Okay,
How
so
girls don't like cum, bitch.
as y'all are the older generation,
even you two young love.
I'm just saying, like, I mean, I feel like everybody watched Insecure, and
I don't watch Insecure.
Oh,
Shut up, y'all. Don't do that. Don't do that.
But when David shot his load and it hit in her eye, I mean, that's a fear. That's a fear.
That's it.
That's why people are scared, because that does. I mean, it does do something to your skin. Like now, if you're like just swallowing it, it's going to do something to your intestines. But I mean, that's what it's built for. But your skin. You gotta make me really love you. Like, you can't be just doing it all over my skin. And as y'all was saying, y'all have all these kinks. I mean, I don't know if I feel like I meant like Sex Anonymous, but Trey Parker, likes a good 50 Shades of Grey. You know, like, let me
Yes, mama.
tie me up. Like, tie me up. Like, woo, take me to the red room. Like, do what you need to do.
But you don't like
I'm
Jack
just
like that,
saying.
though.
Yeah, because you're not going. I'm gonna need to know you first before I'm gonna have you tie me up.
Bitch, I felt like it was on 50 Shades of Grey.
No, I'm not doing that. No, I'm gonna need to know you
Especially in other
first.
states.
I'm gonna need to know you first before I show you. Open my book and open my little treasure chest. I'm gonna need to know you first before I let you doing all that.
Yeah. So like I wanted to stay on the topic of sex, but kind of twist it and say, or ask a question like, have any of y'all tried poppers?
No.
Yes, I have.
Okay.
It was very weird. Like I've only done it one time, and I probably will never do it again. But it was like it definitely intensified the sex. Like it was definitely taking me somewhere I've never been before. But I probably I'll never do it again though. I think everyone should try it though. Definitely try it.
Oh well, first of all, I'm gonna let Aaron say what he gonna say so I can say what I'm gonna say.
Come on, bring it on out.
I've actually never tried poppers. I had an opportunity to I lived in Virginia back when I was 21, and there was this guy that I met, and crazy enough, he was from New York. And, we were doing like the little flirting thing or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And he said, like, I got poppers, and I didn't know what those were. And he explained it to me, and I was interested. It's just they didn't actually end up happening, and then nobody ever mentioned them again. And I've seen them used in like porn. I mean, they look lit. Like, I'm willing to try. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I haven't tried it before, so why not? Like, I'm willing to try it, but I never actually had it before.
Now, see, I want to give y'all a little history for Sister Good Puss. So I was dating someone back in not this summer that just passed, but last summer, and bitch, he would be behind me, shaking that bottle and putting it in his nose, and I totally was oblivious to what was going on. So once that was over, when I started dating another guy, and that's when I actually found out what it was, and that's when I started using it. And I will say, like, bitch, no shade, like, when you take Papa's, bitch, you be
to another world. It's only bitch take to another planet. That's why
it's a T, you know what I'm saying? But what I have an issue with is people who can't have sex without like poppers or other substances, drugs, alcohol, because it gets to a point where like, well, girl, are you even attracted to me? You know, or even further, like, well, bitch, is you even gay? That's how I think about it. So yeah.
I mean, as the young one, the baby, I don't use any type. Well, the people I've been with, to my knowledge, haven't used any types of substances when we've had sex. Like, I've literally never used a drug or poppers or anything to have sex. Like, I've just, we just getting down. Like, it's what it is. Like, I may have sex drunk, but that's just because we was drinking and
you started to look good.
We was doing what we was doing while we was drinking. But like, I didn't need to drink something to be like, oh, I need to get a little toasted to get this done.
Right.
I don't do that. And hearing stories, I'm just like wondering where we're going, because if this is something that we need to reevaluate.
I don't think it's about need all the time. I think that
with some people, I think it is. Like, I think there's like a need to have a substance in order to facilitate a connection with another man.
And that's an addiction at some point. And
some people, I mean, you know, like me, for example, because I've been high and I've been drunk when I've had sex before. And it's never been a need for me. It's just like sometimes I've consciously like gotten high or, you know, whatever before having sex because I knew that it made the experience better. It's not having anything to do with like I need it to, you know, I don't feel attracted to them or I just have to have some sex and I just, you know, it is literally because I know it feels good. You know what I'm saying? Because sex feels good, you know, regardless. But if I am in possession of something that I know is going to make it feel better, then I'm going to try that. I mean, knowing that poppers, you know, make it better, I'm willing to try that at least once because I want to know what it feels like.
And I'm telling y'all girls to try them, bitch, because no shade.
It definitely got me, but I wouldn't do it again, though. I'll definitely say that.
I think it's a very, like, I think of all the times that I, like, and keep in mind, I probably had, like, sex with poppers 4 or 5 times. And I don't remember a lot of it. And that's what scared me about it, was that, like, I had no recollection about the situation after the fact, you know? So that just really, really scares me. And I think that when we talked about just being on the apps and using the apps, there's a lot of drug usage mingled with sex. And it's just like, no, girl, like, I'm down to fuck, but I ain't down to, like, add all of these preservatives to what we trying to get.
Preservatives.
Like, it's just too much. Like, girl, you know, the girls, like, they'll hit you up, like, you know, you sexy, I want to fuck, you know, woo, 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 woo. And then in two messages, they like, you do tea?
You get, bitch. I don't want to know nobody's tea, but the tea that comes up that y'all want.
See, for me, I'm just like, when you said you don't remember the experience afterwards, that turns me off. Like, for me, I remember every time I've had sex. Every single time. And I use that to warm my cold night.
Girl.
And just to relive those moments. Like, I mean, who doesn't want to relive some good
But it's
sex
some moments you need to just
moments?
let go. I hope you're not sitting there looking at every single moment.
No
you had
shade.
sex with, bitch.
No, but like,
some sex, I wish I
but
did
then
that.
you're thinking about like, I like mix and match, you know, like use that caress from that time and that touch from that time, or the way I threw it back that one time, or the way it was popping that one time. Like, that's how I do it. Like, I mix and match and make my own good little masterpiece sex moment. You know how like the PBS had like the Masterpiece Theater? That's my own Masterpiece Theater. Mm-hmm. And so I feel like that just taints stuff. Like, I just feel like you're not gonna remember, and like, that's what we're here to do. We're here to make memories and relive moments for later in life. And I don't want to be 62 and have the best time of my life and not remember when I'm old and decrepit and nobody want to pop it.
Yeah, I think that there's a big disconnect because, like, again, what Aaron said, like, we do drugs sometimes before sex because we want to make it enjoyable. And then there's the other people who, like, literally have to have this certain substance in order to have sex. And it's a big issue within the Black gay community, and it's a disconnect because it's just like, okay, this can't go past the hookup. You know what I'm saying? And that's also how I know how to navigate myself through the hookup world, because generally, if we're hooking up, or when you're in a hookup setting, there's like drugs and alcohol involved. And usually, like when you're in a more like dating/relationship setting, you don't have those things, you know? So that's just what I've taken from dating, you know?
And maybe that's just my thing, because I feel like I don't hook up. That's like something I'm not going to do.
Yes, Kelly Clarkson.
Thank you. I mean, I just don't. That's just not something deep down in my soul. Like, I just can't move myself to do it. So, like, everybody I've ever had sex with, which has not been a lot, because I keep saying all the people I've had sex with. But no, it's been like we were dating. We were already going through that threshold, moving through that on the track to be a couple, to be in a long lasting relationship. So for me, I guess I haven't seen those signs because I've only been one place. I mean,
and then also, like, you know, once you really like experience, and keep in mind, I'm 28 and I feel like I haven't even dated and experienced that many men. But like, bitch, once you start, you know, dating the people and you like really start getting into people, you'll notice, like, just to stay away, because people who use drugs, there are signs, you know, and like, not like, you know, smoke weed every day. I mean, like, bitch, cocaine and, you know, tea, and the girls, and I'm for the girls that, you know, do those, I'm not judging. But again, when you are in a space having sex with someone, you just want to make sure that, like, you're looking out for yourself and that, you know, you're enjoying the experience for yourself, which again, that's another tea, because the hookup culture is selfish. Like, you're not there to please the other person. You're there to please yourself, which is the whole main idea of what hooking up is. And I think that if we all like understood that, we would go into relationships and leave relationships a lot easier, you know?
Yeah, so we're going to take a quick break, and I think we're going to come back with some questions. I think that's like a really fun thing. So we're going to be right back.
What's up with it? This is Aaron, and you're listening to Him. Check us out on Twitter and Instagram at Him Podcast, and enter our world at himpodcast.com.
Welcome back. Oh my God. It is question time. We are so excited. We know we say on our Twitter and our Instagram, if you follow us or if you are listening to the show, to send us questions, because we want to hear from you. We want you to be part of this discussion. So we do have one question for today's show that really works for our show. So Stevie, what was the question that you got?
All right, so I received a question via email. It's, what is a deal breaker when dating and getting to know someone?
Wow. I mean, Lord, there's lots of non-negotiables I have. I mean, I feel like, I don't want to say my non-negotiables are just conservative, but I'm pretty open-minded about a lot of things. But I know for a fact that you can't be super controlling or show signs of abusive behavior. So whether it's verbal, physical, mental, I've been through that. I know the signs. So I'm not trying to replicate that in the future. So for that, that's a non-negotiable. What about y'all?
So yeah, like, I know this is so crazy and a lot of people may think it's like petty, but I'm really not interested in getting to know someone that doesn't read books. And I know it's just like, but one thing that I've recognized about myself is that I never leave my apartment without a book. And just reading has been, me and Aaron talked a little bit about like reading when we were having drinks the other day.
Yes.
And it's just been, it's a stress reliever. It's an escape. It's like where I go when I can't like find solace. I really love reading, you know, and it's really important to me. So again, like, I can't date anybody that doesn't own a book and it's not reading. Like, it's just, okay, so yeah.
Mine is, partly that, I'm really been to literature, and anyone who's not, people would say, oh, I don't read. It's like, I'm not interested automatically, but mine is mostly about mindset and worldview. If we were to take it beyond just like cooking up or, a casual thing, then, you have to have a certain view of the LGBT plus community. Like, there are certain behaviors and viewpoints that are associated with internalized homophobia or, transphobia, et cetera, and so on, even misogyny. And it's like, you can't have those type of mindsets and expect to be anything with me. You have to be willing to be wrong and be open to learning more and becoming like more enlightened. As I like to say, my enlightenment, it continues. It's always continuing. It's ever updating. And you just have to be on that same wavelength, or else we can't talk. Now, even if you're a little bit far, what I'm saying, you're not quite at the level that I'm at yet, but you're doing it. You're doing what you can. Then I respect that. But if you're just chilling in your ignorance and your bigotry, knowing that, you're affecting your own community negatively, then I can't rock with you.
I mean, I have another one for me is just, if you're not worried about the world around you, like not to say I take politics, but I am adamant in watching cable news. Like, I live, eat, breathe, sleep politics. I like to know what's going on, what's happening, the things working in the White House, the things that's working in Congress, the things that are not getting done, that are getting done. I'm like a political junkie. And for me, I feel like if you do have like no care about learning or knowing or for your own well-being, because really politics helps us all. So I feel like if you just don't care, like, I know kids that just, or men that just sit around like, I don't really care, it has no effect on me. I can't live with that mindset, because then that's just, for me, you're giving up and you just don't care.
Especially in this climate that we're living in, we can't afford to be like unconscious and not, aware of what is like really going on in this world today,
Or neutral. People love to say, oh, I'm not in this. Like, you can't be, my name is Dennis and I ain't in this. Like, you are a part of it, whether you want to be or not. And to be neutral is to be on the side of the oppressor. Yeah. At this point, inaction is, the same as opposing what really needs to be done. So it's weird because, like, I say that mindsets are my deal breaker, but I mean, that bleeds into what Malik said and what Trey said. So
I don't know nothing about no books. And I don't know nothing about no politics, but what's non-negotiable with me is that I would like my man to honestly love me, flaws and all. Like, take everything that I am doing wrong and sometimes be okay with it, but also be able to work with me to get me better. And the same thing with him. Like, I'm here for working with someone that I actually like. Like, I don't mind like going through the turmoil and the chaos of like a relationship and having too much trouble and problems and stuff like that. I don't have a problem with that, but I also would want them to just be able to help me and me help them. Like, that's definitely a big thing for me. Like, I'm just for that. Love me, flaws and all. Take me as I am. Mary J. Blige.
I think that the last few people that I've dated have been so like just disagreeable people. Like, one thing that I really don't like about just, and this happens, but we can have our issues, but I need you to know that, there's like a better way for us and there's going to be progress, but you can just there are some people that you deal with and they just like have a really like pessimistic view on the world and themselves and the way they perceive themselves in the world. So it's just like, when I meet people like that, I just try to stay away, because it's just like, they're gonna always again like lie and just revel in ignorance and just like complacency,
But are we, like, I feel like certain relationships you are willing to teach. So for me, like, I say these non-negotiables, but if I find somebody that I believe is truly worth it and lacks in some of these areas, I know for myself, I'm willing to
Work on.
teach or work and uplift. But I feel like a lot of times we use non-negotiables as write-offs. So we write off people real quick.
Right.
And sometimes in a relationship, you're going to be taught things, and that person, your partner, is going to teach. You're going to have to teach your partner things. So I feel like while I have non-negotiables, they aren't set in stone, and they are teachable and change at any given moment.
Yeah, I think that, because baby, I be sister soldier with these niggas, and I will give you a book list, and I will buy you books and have them delivered to your home, like, just so that I'm doing my part, because I think that also in the gay community, there are people who don't know better. And, you know, connecting this to what you just said, but, you know, you have to teach some people to be a better person, you know, as well as you're learning, you know, too. But yeah, like, you have to decide if you're gonna be willing and ready to sit down and learn and grow with that person. So
yeah, that was a great question. I mean, Lord, I am really into this topic, this discussion. So you know what? We coming back for part 2. I mean, are y'all ready? Are y'all excited?
Yeah, baby.
part 2.
Part 2 coming next week. So while we close this out, I want to remind everybody, please check us out on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram at Him Podcast. And make sure you do go to our website, www.himpodcast.com. And while you're at it, please share our podcast, our show, our conversations with friends. Make sure you comment, like, repost on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts. I mean, promo for us. You supposed to be our street team. We need it out like it's the 90s. Hand our mixtape out in the back of your truck. Like, do something.
Girls, we here, you know?
We here, and we here to service y'all in our community. So catch us next week with part 2 of our sex-filled episode.
Real sex.
6.